Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to another wonderful episode of Dynamic Series with Mimi. So today I brought another artist. This one is premium one, and then it's something called Unscripted Sex Gist. Like I have some of my fans and subscribers. They have lots of questions around sex for me, and then they're actually behind the camera. But you're going to be hearing their voice. They want to ask some questions and we're going to dive into it and discuss it at large. So I want you guys to stay tuned and enjoy yourself. So first thing is I observe that there's a lot of questions that people have when it comes to sex. Many people don't want to talk about it because they feel is like a gray area, like it's shaded. You know, Africans now, morals and all of that. We're not allowed to talk about some other things like that. But now the world is revolving and people have a lot of questions and I'm here for them. So please shoot. I'm ready.
Hello, it's an honor to be on the platform with Dynamic Series Be Me. And so I have a question that has to do with satisfaction, like sex satisfaction when it comes to couples, right? So, and in the situation whereby after the woman has put to bed, there's like a sex gap or an intimacy gap between both couples whereby the husband, right, is not getting so much satisfaction from his wife and tends to look elsewhere. And I got to ask the husband that, okay, what went wrong? And he told me that he's not enjoying sex anymore with his wife. So that I want to know what went wrong. And I also interrogated the his wife as well to hear from her to know what exactly went wrong. And she told me after she put to bed, things changed. She's not even in the mood to have sex with her husband. So I know I'm going to get the answers to this that would assist the couple in, trying to bring back the intimacy that was previously there before. So I'll be glad to hear your feedback. Thank you.
Okay, right. Thank you very much for that question. It was indeed a very insightful one. Yeah, we have situation where when a woman just gives birth and the husband becomes distance, there is intimacy gap, like you actually said. And there are lots of things that actually causes intimacy gap. So the first thing is it is actually a fault that comes from both of them. Because one thing is, you guys were attracted together in the first place. You loved each other, right? Then after giving birth, there might be some constraints. For example, doctor might actually speak to a woman and tell you that, okay, for the next 3 months or for the next so month, you should stay away until you're healed, right? Maybe like for the next 1 month or something. But there's another thing that some women actually do in quotes. They become so relaxed in those periods that they do not have intimacy with the husband that the doctor has given them. They become so relaxed that to come back after some times is difficult. Number one. Number two, some of them become scared. Like even when doctors say, for example, you should stay away for like 1 month. After 1 month, because you've not been having the intimacy, the fear is still there to open up to your husband to allow them come in. So some women drag it longer and further than that 1 month that they give them out of fear. You see 3, 6 months down the line, some women don't even want to open up to their husband. Then the second thing, which is very important, is presentation matters a lot. Yeah, if you give him birth, you need to package yourself back. You need to grab yourself back. Some women will now tie wrapper. Like they were once slay queens and baddies, right? And all of a sudden they started tying wrapper and pulling away. It's your husband, right? Someone who you once had intimacy with for you to have that beautiful baby that you guys just had. But all of a sudden, you're now tying wrapper, you're now feeling so relaxed. You're not making up again. You're not wearing all those skimpies and lovely dresses. So because you've given birth does not mean you shouldn't pick yourself back. Package yourself. After packaging yourself, you become attractive to your husband. Then to the men, now let's speak from the men's angle. There's going to be fear for the women because it's not easy for like 9 months carrying pregnancy, going through hormonal changes and all of that. And then the woman has now finally given birth. Restructuring and coming back is not something that is easy for women. The fear would always be there, but there is need for support and encouragement from the husband. Like you could actually hold her and Play with her. She's in the kitchen. She's working. She just gave birth, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't stop you from holding her from behind on her waist. Create those intimacy back. Let her crave it. Then another thing is for the husband, a month, 2 months, 3 or 4 months is not too much for you to stay faithful because your wife just gave birth. You should be able to. You shouldn't literally start looking to go outside. But there are things you could actually do to help yourself. One, you can actually make your woman strip naked in front of you. Is a body you were once attracted to. You're still attracted to it. It could arouse you, help you. Then you could actually give yourself some nice handwork. The woman can give you blowjob. She could give you head. It will help you calm down instead of having to go outside and then involving a third party into your marriage. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say,
Yes,
that
yes.
men needs to give as well. And another thing is we tend to shy away from sex toy in this part of this world. That is why sex toy is made for men. You could actually use sex toy to enhance relationship, intimacy, sorry, between couples, especially when kids is involved and then the woman's body is going through restructuring. You could actually use the sex toy in the presence of your wife. That means you have an approver. And then when you're stimulating yourself, looking at your wife beside you, she could also help you touch you. There could be a little bit of foreplay, just like you're not penetrating, but rather you're using the end means to be the sex toy, right? So I hope I answered that question.
Yes, thank you so much for
You're
that.
welcome.
Wonderful.
Please throw more questions.
All right, thank you so much for this time. So I'd like to ask, reasons. Can you just give us true clarifications or give clarifications on reasons why most people, especially ladies, really do not enjoy sex, and also they really don't want to like talk about it.
Mm. Thank you very much. That's a very nice question. Why ladies don't enjoy sex and they don't want to talk about it. And sincerely, the truth is, when it comes to discussion around sex, people shy away. They don't want to talk about it. They feel it's something that should be done indoors and should never be brought out. Yes, the act of involving in sex itself is something that should be honored. Not indoor per se, but not like something we could just be doing on the street, right? But it doesn't mean that we shouldn't talk about it and shy away from it. So the major thing, like you said, is why some ladies do not enjoy sex. There's a lot of reasons. First, let's look at the psychological effects. Could there be a reason? Could there be, let's say, previous abuse, or probably we see situation where the person maybe through like what we used to say genital mutation. Maybe the way they actually did some circumcision for them in the past, maybe the way they handled them wasn't good and it really didn't make them enjoy it. Then the other thing is some people growing up, they never get to talk about it or explore. So they don't even have experience. They run away. The moment you're watching movie, you know those instances when you're watching movie with your parents or your other ones, and it's part where they're kissing, you quickly do as if you lock away, you don't want to look or you fast forward it. That's not being comfortable. So a lot of people shy away from it growing up. They don't have experience at all. That's number one. Why people shy away. Then two, psychological effect, like I mentioned. But the major thing why people do not enjoy sex is number one. I used to say something. There's no way you will enjoy sex if you yourself do not understand your body. There's need for you to explore. If I ask my fans, if I ask subscribers, guys, have you explored your body before? People will laugh and be shocked. Like, what do you mean? There's need for body exploration. As a woman, you need to know where you want your man to touch you, how you want him to touch you, the frequency. For example, let's say there is clitoris stimulation. Before you start sex, it's not just about saying you want to have sex like porn star and then you want to start inserting. Some men just have an idea like they just want to pick up with the lady and just penetrate and just start banging. No, there's need for foreplay. And then for the woman to enjoy the foreplay, are you as a lady, you need to relax into it first. Sex has to do with the mental part first, like your motor neuron, they need to speak to your brain. If it doesn't speak, like I say, finger the brain before you can finger the lady. If you don't finger the brain, the lady will not relax her body. And you as a lady, when a man is trying to touch you, when there's foreplay going on, you need to relax into it. Then you need to communicate. It's an intimacy. How do you want it? There's a particular spot you just touch, and there's a way it gives you pleasure. You could actually tell him to continue, stay at that spot. But some people will shy away, like, Why would someone be um massaging or probably fingering your clitoris or playing with it, and then there's a particular frequency he actually eats, and you are really enjoying it. But instead of you to talk, you kept quiet. That man might think maybe what he's doing is not good enough and move away and move to something else. But if you know that during this clitoris stimulation, you were enjoying it, you can tell him stay at that spot, move at this frequency. If you don't want to talk, you can do what we call hand control or flow control. Control the hand for the man, show him the frequency at which you want to go. That is why I said exploring your body. If you have explored your body, probably when you're having, not that you start masturbating or probably doing soapy like people say, but what we're saying is when you're in the bathroom on a weekend, you are not pressured to leave the bathroom in time. Explore your body down there. When you touch your clitoris, when you touch your vagina, how do you feel? Which spot makes you feel relaxed? Is it your boobs? Is it the kissing? Is it talking to your neck, the back of your hair that drives you crazy? Is it playing with your hair? So you need to understand. And the same thing applies to men. When a lady is actually having a foreplay with you, if it is has to do with maybe your nipples, if you're comfortable with a lady, okay, sucking your nipples, why don't you tell her, stay at that spot? I like it this way. Communicate. If you cannot talk because you're shy, do the hand flow. Control the person's hand so that person can enjoy it. And that way, you both will enjoy the sex together. I hope I answered the question very well. Right, more. Let's bring more. Do you have more?
Okay, while you were sharing or shedding light on that, so I want to also ask this question that has to do with the couples, right, trying to match each other's energy. You see a situation whereby the guy wants to go like so many rounds and the lady just one round and go to bed. That can actually cause a big problem. So how do we, as a lady, right, maybe you don't have enough energy, maybe there's something you need to do. So I want you to just help the situation here. How do you match the energy, whereby is that maybe the lady is more energetic in the bed than than the guy? So what do we do in that case?
Okay, thank you very much. So if I pick that question, it's more like saying the man is more energetic and want to go several rounds. Why the lady
Yeah,
is just interested
could
in
be the
just
other
one
way too.
round,
Yeah.
or it could be the other way
Yes.
around. Okay, when it comes to we actually that speaks to sex libido.
Mm.
When we talk about sex libido, libido differs in individual, but it can be improved upon. And that has to do with understanding yourself, where I pick it from. Then the other thing is there are some things we call them aphrodisiac. They are foods or drinks or fruits that spice up sex. They are like sex enhancer. They help to enhance your mood. Want you to want more, to do more, to get the other part. For example, when you talk about like tiger nut, people like, oh, tiger nut me drink is amazing. It's a good aphrodisiac. When you talk about some nice wine, I actually did a video. If you go to Dynamic Series channel, there's a video I did on aphrodisiacs, food that spice up sexual mood. So you can go watch that video so that you will be able to relate with what I'm saying.
Okay.
So there are lots of it. Then the other thing, when it comes to performance, this one wants it more and the other person wants it less. The first thing, what makes everybody to be at the same frequency, sincerely, is foreplay. Women do not just want sex, except the person has been in the mood before. That's when the person can just lie down and want penetration immediately. No, a woman, you have to put her in the mood. You have to drive her there. The same thing for men. So first thing, play with each other, touch each other from the hair to the head, your cheek. There's no part of your body that is not a sex sensual item. Some people, when you kiss them at this junction, their joints, their hand joints. There's a way to spice up things. So that's number one thing. Then number two, for someone who has a higher libido than the other person, the first thing is the person who has a lower libido should be satisfied. Not first. Sorry, I wanted to say should be satisfied first. No. The person who has a lower libido should not try to get to climax yet. We need to allow the person with the higher libido, with higher frequency, calm down first. In the sense that that one, if it is the lady that has the higher libido. So she should not look at getting to climax first. So that means when they are playing and everything, if she's about to get to climax or get to orgasm, she needs to speak. The guy needs to distract her. If there's a place where you touch her and you know it drives her to reach climax faster, you don't touch that part. Distract her, start kissing, start
Interesting.
negotiating, saying something else. And the lady too, you will just have to know that you want to help your partner. Let him calm down, touch him, let him come first. Because you know you as a lady probably has a higher libido. Let him come first. When he comes down first and is calm, then you can pay attention to you coming as well. So the frequency, number one, is an important thing, but most importantly, to meet at the same level is not a day job. It doesn't start in one day. So the lady can just push further. It's someone you love. You can push further a little for like 2 rounds. Probably you've done the first round, then you want to relax. Relaxing does not mean you go to the kitchen to go and eat and come back. No. Relaxing means you could set the mood, a nice room environment, music, dim the light, or you get some nice sexy candles, and then with nice aroma, and you guys can talk about, wow, I enjoyed it. I love the way you this kind of sound you were making the other time. I love the way you called me baby when you were about to come earlier. Say some crazy things that drives the other person into mood again, and before you know it, you could actually take it round. And most importantly, the first round does not necessarily have to be longer. It's always mostly shorter, and then other rounds can be longer, and then you can relax into it. You could eat. You could spice things up with like chocolate. You could spice it up with nice wine. Have you thought of having a chocolate, not the hard one, the liquid chocolate? Pour it in your body and let the person lick it up.
Oh my god. That's
So I know there's a lot of questions that you guys have, but so as not to make this video extremely too long, we're going to bring this to a pause and then come back with part two of all the unscripted gist about sex. Thank you very much, guys. That will be
thank
all
you.
for you on this episode of Dynamic Series. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.